So tell me how an investor can benefit from this project.
Studio City is actually in the top 5 rental performing areas in the Dubai right now. So you can easily generate up to 7.5 to 8% net ROI. If I'm coming in as an investor right now, assuming my total capital that I have to invest in a 1-bedroom apartment is $1 million. So 700,000, which is 70% till the time of handover, I have to obviously pay from my own pocket. But the 30% is basically what can be compensated through my net rentals.
Exactly.
You have your easy access to one of the best schools, malls, and as well as restaurants and cafes. I think these are the most important part or the things that signifies anything whenever you're looking in, even if you want to live in that
Exactly,
area.
end user as well. That's
End
what I was
users as
about
well,
to say.
exactly.
For this specific project, they're giving 30% obviously after post handover payment plan, which is like 1% every month. So that will be generated through your rentals. So
Exactly.
you're not actually paying the whole amount out of your own pocket. Good day, everyone. Aman Asim Khan here from Mayfair Properties, Dubai. And today we actually have Mr. Aub Abbas over here from Deca Properties. So, Mr. Aub, a little about you, please.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure coming to you guys and working with you.
course.
And it's a pleasure to kind of be invited today as a guest. I'm on a bus. I'm working for Deca Properties. I'm a relationship manager over there right now. Even though we are a 1.5-year-old company, but I mean that's so because we have in a very short span of time been able to make a very good mark in the real estate industry. And I think everyone knows about us right now, which makes me so proud that I'm affiliated with a company who has been able to do something great in the real estate market right now.
See, the thing is that when I first heard about Deca Properties, I was hearing it from so many people in such a short span of time. I mean, I was like, okay, I may be new to this, but this developer has been old in the market. That's what my perception about Deca Properties was. But now I just like couple of days back, I started looking into Deca Properties, and then I got into it like, okay, this is a new developer, but it has made a huge impact on Dubai real estate. So, okay, so the topic for today is actually Deca Properties' newest project, which is Laya Courtyard in Dubai Studio City.
Yeah.
So actually, Mr. On came with his team over here to Mayfair Properties a couple of days back, and they briefed us about the newest project. And I really like the project. It's not really about it being a new project. That's why we are trying to get into the project and, talking about the project. But the thing is that specific project, it really represents a name itself, which is Courtyard. So Mr. Ron, please tell us a little about Laya Courtyard.
So Laya Courtyard is a very different yet unique project in a lot of ways right now. So the location of the project is Dubai Studio City. That makes it actually much more appealing for a lot of people right now.
Especially investors.
Especially investors, I would say. A very unexplored area. So if you look into the strategic side of the location, so it's basically kind of nestled between two of your major communities right now in Dubai, being the Lal Al Ghaf and Damac Hills one. And obviously there's Arabian Ranches over there too. But also at the same time, Studio City as an area is actually in the last year, so there had been a report that came out. Studio City is actually in the top 5 rental performing areas in the Dubai right now. So you can easily generate up to 7.5 to 8% net ROI.
Correct.
That itself makes it a very unique location to kind of look forward to right now.
So walk us through the project now.
So, Laya Courtyard is basically a project which will be having 2 buildings simultaneously, but they're obviously interlinked. There's a courtyard running between the 2 buildings. Studio City in general as a location, they don't really make high-rise buildings over there. So our structure is also just G+5. And we have the world-class amenities facilities coming up over there. Needless to say, I think Dubai is a city which literally kind of excites you, and it brings in a lot of new flavors in the architect these days. That's what we're also planning to do over there as well. So we'll have world-class amenities in our building as well. So we're only coming with studios and 1 bed over there. That also kind of signifies the idea that, in the near future, it's a very good project, a bang-on project for somebody who's coming in as an investor right now. Because it's a very simple economics game in Studio City. So in Studio City, you have very less supply going on, and the
Correct.
demand is very high. So you don't really have a lot of projects being made up over there or has been delivered. Because the area does not have a lot of supply, so whoever is coming in as an investor right now, so their chances to make some good A capital appreciation, obviously, and B net ROI automatically becomes very high. Just to kind of give you a little context, so because we are primarily a developer property management company, where we partner with top class developers and then we market and sell projects for them. So Laya, as a developer, they have already handed over a project in Studio City almost a year ago. So right now the rentals over there for a studio are going for up to 60,000. That's an amazing rental for a studio.
Exactly.
And similarly, for one bed, the rentals are going between 80 to 90,000 right now.
Exactly. I even saw some of the one bedrooms going to like 100,000 over there.
Yes.
Exactly. And obviously,
Yes.
this is going to be a very exclusive project. So you can expect in the coming days, in the coming years, once the project is almost finished or almost developed, we can expect, I think, that 100,000 is not a really hard price for
It's
the
definitely
rentals.
not, because I
Exactly.
think, and also you need to consider one more thing as well. In Studio City in general, or even we talk about the nearest areas over there, you also don't find a lot of hotels over there. So
exactly.
maybe in the near future, you can definitely put your apartments on the short-term rentals and
Exactly,
Airbnb. That can help you generate really good amount of money.
A lot of investors over, especially obviously New Year comes and obviously people come over here for their vacations and all. A lot of people are looking for short-term stays, so they obviously find these Airbnbs or short-term rental apartments, hotel apartments, and these are the places which they are affordable, which is affordable to them, and yet it gives obviously a good area to live in. I mean, the
100%.
building is really good. The
100%.
courtyard, obviously, we'll be showing you photos and videos in the podcast itself, and it's a really good project. Okay, now obviously people must be concerned about the payment plan, the prices. Obviously, we haven't talked about it right now. That's the most curious part. I believe that
obviously.
people are waiting
I mean,
for.
that's the catch-22 for anyone and everyone.
Exactly. And I love the prices as well. Mr. On, please introduce the prices.
So we have tried to kind of come up with prices which are A, competitive, but also B, we wanted, I think it was a very conscious decision by our management and the team behind everything right now, that we really wanted to come up with prices which at entry level can be affordable as well for everyone and anyone. Studio City is a very dynamic and a very beautiful area as in to live in right now. It obviously kind of caters a very different clientele. So because we only have studios and one bedroom apartment over here, the studios are starting just from 700,000 and the one bedrooms are starting just from $1 million. But the good part is that we are going to be the only developer, at least as of now, who's offering you a post handover payment plan for almost a 2.5 years. That equates to almost 30 months.
30,
and that's
exactly.
1% each.
Exactly.
So I think that's basically the best part of the project right now.
Of course, exactly.
And I'll do a basic maths for you, and I think for anybody who's listening to us as well right now. So if I'm coming in as an investor right now, assuming my total capital that I have to invest in a one bedroom apartment is $1 million. So 700,000, which is 70% till the time of handover, I have to obviously pay from my own pocket. But the 30% is basically is basically what can be compensated through my net rentals.
Exactly.
Having said that, keeping all the odds in mind, or even keeping the worst case scenario in mind as well, at least I would be generating roughly 200,000, 230,000 from the net rental from these 3 years. So the actual apartment cost obviously reduces.
Significantly
reduces, yeah.
Exactly.
So technically I am actually buying the apartment for 800,000 maybe.
Exactly.
So that kind of gives me a first mover advantage as well in that particular area to believe that, whenever I want to sell my apartment, I can actually sell it for 1.1 or 1.2 million. So that gives me a margin of at least a 400,000.
Exactly, because you're not paying it out of your own pocket. That's the thing.
100%.
One thing which really concerns me or really disturbs me is that new or first-time buyers or anyone who doesn't really have knowledge about Dubai real estate or any real estate, they don't understand how payment works. They feel like, okay, we have to pay 10%, 20% every month. There will be penalties from the developers. It's no such thing. It's easy. So just to obviously give you a breakdown of it, there is a down payment as well. Then there's monthly
Yeah.
installments.
Yeah.
Obviously, when the apartment is ready, such obviously Deca Properties for this specific project, they're giving 30% obviously after post handover payment plan, which is like 1% every month. So that will be generated through your rentals. So
Exactly.
you're not actually paying the whole amount out of your own pocket.
True.
That's exactly. I mean, we are going to make a reel out of it as well, so people can obviously have a look and they can feel
I'll
comfortable.
just quickly walk you through the payment plan as well, just for everybody to understand it in a better way. 10% is the down payment that you are paying right now, plus obviously the 4%, which is your land department
Exactly.
fee. And then there's a 2
That's
months gap,
mandatory.
by the way, we have kept over there as well. So you are not literally kind of paying the whole 20% as a down payment in one go. So right after you make the 10%, and then the remaining 10% you make in another 2 months. And then every quarter you are only paying 5%.
Every quarter, that is. In a year, you're only paying 20% then, yeah? Exactly. So that's more than affordable. Exactly.
And also one very important thing that this is actually a project which will very much be suitable for someone who's also looking for an early handover. We have already constructed till our ground floor, and inshallah we would be completing the project in 2027 last quarter. So anyone who's coming in right now who wants the rental to be generated immediately as well, it's a win-win situation for them. So
Exactly.
they don't really have to wait for a long time too.
Tell me about the sizes as well, because if 700,000 for a studio, 1 million for a one bedroom, people must be like, okay, this must be a very
Smaller
little.
compact.
Exactly. We need to discuss about that as well. So let's talk about the
So
sizes.
we are coming with standardized sizes right now, which easily can be, kind of competing with the market as well. So our studios would be ranging somewhere between 430 to 460 square feet, by the way. That is I think good enough size for a studio right now.
That's ample.
And for the one bedroom, we are actually starting from around 720-ish and it goes up to 770 square feet as well. So these are the sizes what we're coming up with, which are brilliant, I would say, for somebody who's even entering as a end user, or B, even he's looking in as an investor right now.
Investor as well. But for obviously investors, I would like to, obviously tell the investors more about this project, because from my personal view, I really like this project for the investors. So tell me how an investor can benefit from this project.
Two very important things. Number one, the handover is very early, so you don't really have to wait for a long time to kind of make sure that maybe I'm getting into a very long payment plan, so my net rentals, or even if I want to flip the property and make some capital appreciation, automatically becomes very high. Second part, the developer who has already handed over a project over there, which is Laya Heights, just for the reference, anybody can go and see the quality over there too. So I think you are basically buying something which is definitely at least a quality developer, you're getting into that. And obviously the payment plan. So the payment plan is such where the developer does not really have to put in all the money. It's not aggressive at all. It's very easy on the pockets. And the post handover is something that favors the investors a lot in the longer run.
Exactly. Just like I said, you're not paying out of your own pocket after the handover. It's literally your income rentals being generated, and that's what you are paying for the payment plan.
100%,
That's exactly. Okay, a little more about the area now, because obviously this Dubai Studio City is something which is not fully developed yet. But in the future, I'm obviously sure, because obviously this whole side, let's say Palm, Jebel Ali, downtown Marina, that's fully constructed now. A lot of hustle bustle going on. People are literally, there's so much traffic and all. These type of areas, I believe that in the coming years, it's going to be too good for the investors as well, because a lot of developments are going to be coming. So tell us about the area, how it can be developed in the coming years.
So Studio City, like in the start also I mentioned, I think a lot of people still, by the way, unfortunately, they don't really have an idea about Studio City, which is very unfortunate. I don't know why. So one, it's literally opposite to three of your leading communities of villas and townhouses. So Damak, Tilal Al Ghaf, and as well as Arabian Ranches. Number two, because it's parallel to Motor City right now. Motor City is a beautiful, I love Motor City. I think Motor City is one of the most beautiful places right now. Very organized, a very different kind of a clientele over there. So you have your easy access to one of the best schools, malls, and as well as restaurants and cafes. I think these are the most important part or the things that signifies anything whenever you're looking in, even if you want to live in that
Exactly.
area or
End
not.
user as well. That's
End
what I was
users as
about
well.
to say.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And B, a very important part is that Studio City, because it's all related to media, to films, to TV shows, those kind of offices are over there. So you will only find a very different kind of a niche living over there as
Exactly,
well.
exactly,
So that
exactly.
also kind of gives you much more confidence to, kind of invest in that area.
Live in that
Live
area,
in that
invest in that
area.
area. Exactly.
The buildings are very organized. Between every plot. So for example, I have a X plot and a Y plot. Between the X and Y plot, there's a significant, kind of a distance. So it's not cluttered. It's not like literally coming onto your face.
Exactly.
So
There's an
that
open
looks
space
very
when you look
organized.
out.
It's very
Even-
open space, yeah.
Even if you don't have the courtyard view, there is always like, a lot of space you can look out to.
100%.
It's not
Yeah,
like it's all
yeah.
compact and, tidied up
Yes,
and all. No,
yes,
it's a
yes.
really good project. Especially, I really loved the way the courtyard is in the middle. Obviously, if you are having the view of the courtyard,
Yeah.
it's like full of amenities.
100%.
Exactly. I mean, you
100%.
can literally look at the swimming pool and all. It's a really nice project. I
100%.
loved
Just
it.
to give you quickly just the idea of the amenities. So we have our swimming pool, which will literally be in the courtyard. We have our
exactly.
mini golf course, by the way, coming in the courtyard. We are making a park in the courtyard.
EV.
EV charging ports,
Exactly.
yes, exactly,
Most
which is
important.
the future right now.
Exactly.
And also we are coming with smart homes, needless to say that. That's the need of the hour right now. And so yeah, these are the list of, and we have a clubhouse as well in the community.
Oh, that's
so I
awesome.
think that's
That's
also
awesome.
something that a lot of people would be interested in to go
Exactly.
and see that.
Exactly. So I think that's pretty much it for this specific podcast. But for obviously, if the interested buyers, they want to reach out to you.
You can always reach out to Mayfair Properties. They are one of the top selling companies for us as well right now. So we'll inshallah take it from there onwards. Then.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Abbas.
Thank you so much
It's
for
literally
having
a
me.
pleasure.
It was such a
Exactly.
nice
Of course.
podcast, and I hope
For
that
more,
our
yeah.
viewers can take something from this a little podcast.
Of course, totally. Obviously, we are going to be having more podcasts in the future with Deca Properties. They have beautiful projects coming in the future. So, inshallah ta'ala, we will be having Mr. Aub Abbas in the future with us as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Mr.
so
Aub
much
Abbas.
again. Thank you.
Thank you
It was
so
a
much.
pleasure
Thank
having
you.
me. Thank you. Bye.
Pleasure.